And mass substitutions for the Vikings as 5 players are going to come in. We saw this earlier in the game. And they're all young players, so this gives us even more of a chance to talk about some of the talent coming back next year. You see McIntyre, number 22, and Morrison, number 24. And we talked about the front court. Let's talk about the back court a little bit. That position should be nailed down pretty well for Lady Vikings next year and head coach Jim Seavey. You have Candy Sneed departing, and you have Heather Wyman graduating. 2 guards who over the years have provided quickness and scoring and toughness. Candy Sneed and Wyman, 2 different kind of players. But next year you have Christy York and Trish Jendrick and Marie Cotnor. Oh yeah, definitely. But Barbara Thurston, Kim Kangas, who you've seen a little bit tonight, and forgive me if I'm leaving out anybody. Can you think of anybody else, Andrew? Apparently not. Okay. But they've proven at this level so far that they can play, and it'll be interesting to see them next year.
Certainly, Josh, not just nailed down next year, but with Trish Jendrick being a freshman and Marie Cotnor and Christy York just being sophomores, they have the position nailed down for 2 or 3 years coming up. So that should be important in the rebuilding process of the Lady Vikings.
Terrific observation, Andrew.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Sweat hits the first free throw at 62-26. Cougars up big. Misses the second. Rebound by McLaughlin. Silkman misses the shot. McIntyre rips away the rebound. York over to Christina Cook. Missed the shot. Christina, I don't know if we mentioned her during that backcourt. She's going to be a swing player playing guard and forward. Got a lot of minutes at the JV level. Has got some playing time here at Varsity, some spare minutes, and she's not afraid to shoot. Fakes left. Great bounce pass to McIntyre. Inside to Morrison. And the foul's going to be called there. Morrison's going to go to the line. Aaron, a 63% free throw shooter. Morrison misses the first, 62-26. Does hit the second. 1 out of 2, 62-27, Cougars up. 4:30 left to go in this contest. More out to McLaughlin. McLaughlin was hot early in this first half, has cooled off considerably. And Lynn Smith takes it inside and scores another bucket for the Cougars. And timeout's going to be called by Jim Seavey with 4:11 left to go when time resumes at 64-27. Cougars up big. And I'll be interested to see how the boys are doing. I've not heard any updates on them yet. Hopefully they're up in their game at Mount Blue. There's a huge heel points game for them if they win.
Well, this is a must-win game for the boys. They're certainly much more in for a tournament hopeful spot than the girls are. They lost to Mount Blue here at home a couple weeks ago. This is a very important game.
And the boys will be home against, who will be against? Brunswick? I believe it's Brunswick. That'll be a big game. Brunswick and Mount Ararat, 2 big heel points games. So definitely, if you haven't been to a game yet this season, come out next week. The games to see. And just taking a look at the schedule real quick. Yes, indeed. Tuesdays against Brunswick. Home at 6 o'clock. And then Thursday against Mount Ararat, the last game of the season. The senior night for the boys. That game will be starting at 5. At least those are JV start times. Trish Jendrick gets the first free throw at 64-28. Cougars on top. Jendrick to inbound the ball underneath the Cook. Cook runs into Smith. A lot to run into. He said a few times tonight she's 6'2".
Saw that one, Hap. Must have came off the reflection.
And Amy McLaughlin's going to go to the line. Going to be a 1-and-1. She missed the first. There are 9 fouls on the Vikings, 8 on the Mount Blue Cougars. Lead pass ahead to number 32. Silkman. Silkman misses the shot. Rebound Vikings. York brings it along. Tries to pass inside, gets picked off by McLaughlin. Moore has the ball, loses the ball. Scramble for the ball, and it's Vikings ball.
Okay, we'd like to flash our crew again one more time, give them some credit here. Well, next whistle will do that for you.
Cook takes it inside, off to Jendrick, over to McIntyre, long two, and hits it. Ellie McIntyre, Vikings finally reached the 30 mark. Cougars up by 34, coming up on 3 minutes left in the, it's just coming up on 3 minutes left to go in the game. Moore over to Sweat. Sweat for a long 3, misses. Rebound, Christy York. And Jendrick loses it. Kim Kangas checking in for the Vikings. Proto coming in for the Cougars.
And here we have our crew. We have title maker Jeff Howe, sound Scott Pulowski, camera 1 Mark Pulowski, camera 2 Jim McClendon, camera 3 Brewster Burns, camera 4 Bubba Graham, director Ian Truman, and producers Brewster Burns and Andre Alishon. And broadcasters Josh Nason and myself, Andrew Cummins.
What a bunch of handsome people down there in the booth. Now you see why they're down there in the booth. Oh, just some final shots at them. Morrison goes up. Here's the ball. Gets hacked. Looks to be by Amy Lynn Smith. 66-30. Cougars up by 36. 2:19 left to go in the game. Morrison hits both free throws. And it's 66-32, 2:15 left to go in the game. Cougars cross the ball midcourt.
Oh, come on!
Beautiful move by Croto.
Well, you really messed
Shot
up
does not
Clark on
fall.
that one.
Kangas over to Cook. Cook loses the ball, fights for the ball with Smith. And the foul is called. And you get a sense from everybody in the arena and the players, they just sort of want this game to get over with.
Well, you know, it must be hard for everybody to stay in it, the players and the fans. When you're down 66-32, with just a little bit over a minute left, you understand there's not much of a chance.
Go over the back.
That's certainly one of the toughest things in sports, in any sport.
Oh.
when a team's down big. Cook for a long three. A little bit too much on it. And Morrison will go back to line. Erin Morrison's never saying quit. And she's going to go back to the line for two. Morrison misses the first. Morrison hits the second. 66-33. I believe it's 34. Well, maybe it is 33. 66-33. Cougars on top. Minute 24 left to go in the game. Pass out to Silkman. Silkman loses it.
Okay, we'd like to mention one of our sponsors right now. We have Obashan Hardware, which is located on Main Street in Norway. Come in and look at their paint supply. Call them at 743-5072. And we'll get to the rest of those sponsors in a second.
Kangas for a long three. Not catch rim. Cook tries to put it in bounds. Cougars trying to get the ball across midcourt. Moore finally does. Over to Sweat. Under a minute left to go in this last home game of the year for the Lady Vikings. They'll be on two on the road. Jendrick against two Cougars, puts it up. Shot does not fall.
Okay, and we'll mention another sponsor right now. We have Grover Gun Drilling. For more information about Grover Gun Drilling, call them at 743-7051. Grover Gun Drilling is a proud sponsor of this girls' basketball game. And Androscoggin Bank, which is a member of the Equal Housing Lender and is a member of the FDIC. Androscoggin Bank is located at 190 Main Street. For more information, call them at 743-2545. And the girls' basketball program. Again, we'd like to thank all our sponsors, a very important part to our telecast.
Rebecca Sweat's going to come out of the ball game. And number 12, Joanna Dodge, going to come in. Mount Blue, very happy. And Oxford Hill's a little bit dejected, even though I do see some smiles over there on the bench. Shot long. And if you would like a copy of this game or of any of the boys or girls basketball games, contact NPC TV and have them make a copy for you. Cost is only $10. If you have a relative, a grandmother, has a granddaughter or a grandson on one of the basketball teams, and that they live far away, don't get to come up here to the games, or any relative for that matter, it'd be a great gift for them to see their grandchild in action. I know I show the tapes to my grandmother so she can hear my voice.
I do too, Josh.
Even though she only lives in Lewiston, but oh well. Ball lost out of bounds. 68-33, 21 seconds left to go in the game. Moore crosses midcourt. Off to Bolio. Back to Moore, wide open. Shot hits rim. Under 10 seconds left to go. 68-33, Cougars lead. Kangas cross midcourt. Final shot of this home season. Does not go up and dribbles out of bounds. 1 second left to go. 68-33, Cougars lead. And this is it. This is going to be it as soon as the ball touches somebody. Baseball court. Morrison corrals it. And this ball game is over. 68-33, Cougars win. And in just a minute, we'll have some final stats for you as the crowd files out. A disappointed crowd, but there's 2 games left, away games. Buck have a chance to cheer the boys when they come back. And here's Andrew right now with some updated point scoring statistics.
Okay, this is our scoring breakdown for the game. We have Candy Sneed with 3 points, Barbara Thurston with 1, Marie Contenor with 1, Christy York with 4, Trish Jendrick with 3, Emily McIntyre with 2, Heather Wyman with 1, Erin Morrison with 5, Erin Weber with 5, Ellie Weber with 5, and Kate McMahon with 2. And certainly the scoring was spread out tonight, Josh.
Yeah, the Vikings, I suppose we talked to Seavey, Coach Jim Seavey. I suppose he'll probably like some more scoring, but I suppose looking back on this season, as we're not going to broadcast the away games, I suppose looking back at this season, offense really hasn't been a problem. It's been their defense. And certainly over the summer basketball program, I'm positive that that's something that Seavey is going to preach is defense, defense, defense.
Well, certainly when you're giving up these 66, 70-point games, you really have to look at your defense and just break it down and figure out what's going wrong. They're letting the other teams penetrate and just get inside, and they're letting other teams take very high percentage shots, which you just can't do night after night if you expect to be state champions.
Yeah, I think that's one of the problems, that when a player got hot, they didn't really, stay on that player and, shut them down. But some of the good things you take out of this season, we saw the emergence of some of the younger players. Good games by some of the veteran players, like one I'm thinking right now is Heather Wyman. When Ellie Weber and Tasha Monday were injured in a game in Moore, she came through, I believe it was 28 points. So these seniors, have character, have charisma. And unfortunately, it went for naught tonight.
Certainly another factor tonight, Josh, was the three-point shooting. By my tally, we only hit 1 out of 14 threes. And certainly they're going to have to take higher percentage shots like that if they expect to win their next 2 games.
And as you're seeing some pictures of some of the fans, if we do, you see one of the players right now, Heather Wyman, a senior walking away. And if we could ask the booth to get a camera shot of some more of the seniors that are still collected at midcourt.
Okay, and we'll give you one more rundown of the sponsors here. We have Obashan Hardware, which is located on Main Street in Norway. Come in and look at their paint supply. Call them at 743-5072. And Grover Gun Drilling. For more information about Grover Gun Drilling, call them at 743-7051. And they're also a proud sponsor of this girls' basketball game. And Androscoggin Bank, which is a member of the Equal Housing Lender and a member of the FDIC. Androscoggin Bank is located on 190 Main Street. For more information, call them at 743-2545. And the girls' basketball program.
So our final score is 68-33. Mount Blue Cougars win. I don't know if we're going to get a chance to talk to any of the senior players or the coach. And so I guess we'll keep talking for a few minutes. That's okay. I don't know, some more memories about the season. I remember some of the close games. Boy, if I can remember who they were against. I apologize for that, but some of the close games in this hallowed halls of Viking Arena, certainly not easy with the plywood and everything like that, but Vikings and the fans made it home. So,
Okay, it appears we're not going to have an interview for you tonight, so we're just going to wrap this up.
And we'd like to thank you all season for joining us on Lady Vikings Girls Basketball. I'd like to thank the crew, thank all of you for watching, and I'd like to thank my broadcast partner, Andrew Cummings. My name is Josh Nason. Your final score tonight, 68-33. Mount Blue Cougars on top. Thank you for watching, everybody, and join us next week for Vikings boys basketball game, as they will be in action twice on Tuesday and Thursday. And if you can't come to the arena, join us on NPC TV. Again, your final score, 68-33. Mount Blue wins. Good night, everybody.
Good night.